अस्सलाम वालेकुम एवरीवन। क्या हाल है? Okay, apologies for the camera moving. It's supposed to track me, not what I'm drinking. तो जब भी मैं कुछ पीता हूँ या इसके सामने कुछ आता है तो it just goes crazy. खैर, anyway, let's start. क्या हाल है आप लोगों के? What is the state of mind like? What are the stress levels like? What are you guys expecting tomorrow? By the way, the correct answer is 270 degrees, okay? A lot of you got it wrong. So you can't simply do sine inverse of -1 basically. Okay, that's the reason why I think some of you got -90. For this, for sine of x equal to -1, you're just supposed to recall the shape of the graph. So if sine of x equals to -1, then just recall the shape of the graph, and you will notice that it's equal to -1 at only one value of x, which is 270 degrees. And that is why the answer in between the range of 0 to 360 is 270. So more than your calculator, you rely on your memory and common sense to solve this question. सर पेपर देखने से पहले चला जाऊँ तो ऊपर वरना बेटा अभी ये पेपर ओ लेवल्स ये अभी छोटे चैलेंजेस हैं आप लोगों की लाइफ में. ओके, gradually inshallah you'll be facing much bigger challenges, so don't chicken out from these challenges. Okay, I know things must be stressful, but that's how it is. Okay, that's how it is. पेपर लीक कर दूँ? इतनी मेहनत करने के बाद, इतनी लाइव स्ट्रीम्स के बाद मैं पेपर लीक कर दूँ तो बेटा ना मेरा कोई कमाल ना आपका कोई कमाल. Turning point relation with completed square. So when you convert when you convert a quadratic expression into completed square form, there are two reasons, but of the two, one is the main reason is to find out the turning point. Okay, so if let's say, before we start, so let me answer this question. If let's say you have x minus 3 the whole thing square plus 2, so this quadratic curve will have a turning point of 3 comma 2. Basically what we're doing is we're comparing it with this: y equals to a, x minus h the whole thing square equals to 1 plus k. So a is equal to 1. Okay, that isn't that we can see clearly, so that tells us that we're looking at a happy face or a minimum curve. Okay, and the x coordinate of the turning point, we change for the x coordinate of the turning point, we change the sign. For the y coordinate of the turning point, we take it as it is. Okay, sir, how can one get an A star, and how is A star in distinction determined by Cambridge? Okay, so for the criteria for distinction is not very clear, sadly. Okay, so just make sure if you're really aiming for a distinction, that's great, by the way. I hope inshallah that you get it, but just make sure that you structure your solution very nicely if that's what you're aiming for. Can you give us the rules to know when to add more minus 360 or 180 from the angle you get? Yeah, so that's pretty straightforward. Once you figured out the value of alpha, here's what you do. Now this is not the solution to this question. Okay, so basically if it's in the first quadrant, it's going to be the same as alpha. If it's in the second quadrant, it's 180 minus alpha. If it's in the third quadrant, it's 180 plus. And if it's in the fourth quadrant, it's 360 minus. So in the first quadrant, theta ya x, whatever it is that you're solving for, is going to be the same as alpha. In the second quadrant, it's going to be 180 minus alpha. In the third quadrant, it's going to be 180 plus alpha. And in the fourth quadrant, it's going to be 360 minus alpha. Now you don't have to sit down and memorize this, honestly. You can just use some common sense, honestly, to figure this out. So if you start from an anti-clockwise direction and you want to measure this angle, so this angle is going to be the same as alpha. And then what about this angle? Well, let's say if you didn't stop here and went all the way and made a straight line, that would be 180. And now you need to come alpha degrees back. That's why it's 180 minus alpha. And then for the other one, if let's say you didn't stop, if let's say up until here it's 180, then you need to go alpha degrees further. So that's why it's alpha plus 180 plus alpha. And then for the last one, if let's say you went a full circle, now you need to come alpha degrees back. So that's why it's going to be 360 minus alpha. So I'm just going to erase that because it looks messy. So there you go. रट्टा नहीं लगाना है इसका, ठीक है, एक दफ़ा इसको समझ लो and that's good enough. Sir, when I become rich, it's gonna be from your best work providing quality education. All right, I hope you become rich. When you do become rich, just don't forget about me. Okay. I'd like a ride in your private jet, inshallah. What else? Sir, tomorrow biology and maths दोनों का paper है. So about 10:30 my bio exam will be over. However, उसके few hours बाद maths है. What should I do in that time? Just relax, okay? Just go over your notes. Don't attempt a past paper. Don't test yourself. Don't do that. Screen clear nahi hai? Really? Is that for you or for everyone else? Sir, in which chapter in math is related to alpha and beta? I don't know what it is. This is trigonometry, and this is IGCSE trigonometry. Okay. How do you know which quadrant alpha is? Well, if sine... क्या होगा? आप लोग मुझसे एक दिन पहले एग्जाम से ये सवाल क्यों पूछ रहे हैं? In the first quadrant, all trigonometric functions are positive. In the second, only sine is positive. In the third, only tan is positive. In the fourth, only cos is positive. That's how you know the quadrant you're in. Okay, let's start. Shall we? उसके okay, उसके ऐनक मैली होगी. कहाँ से सोचते हैं आप लोग ये सब? इतना दिमाग अगर पेपर में लगा लें तो कहाँ से कहाँ पहुँच. खैर, anyway, so here's question number 1. Let's see what it says. Marcos, by the way, I'll tell you the reason why I've opted for this paper. ऐसे ही randomly नहीं मैंने decide किया ये paper solve करने का. So basically, the reason why I opted for this paper is because this paper had a very low threshold. Okay, which means it must have been difficult. So here we are, November 2022. Okay. Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong threshold. Yeah, here it is. November 2022, IGCSE, paper 23. So in this, A is basically on 41 out of 70, and B is on 32 out of 70, and C, don't even look at it. So basically this is the threshold for this paper. A on 41 and B on 32. That's the reason why I decided to do this paper. So 41 out of 70 is very low, which means that this paper must have been difficult. Okay. Math streams are going to start from Wednesday, inshallah. Yeah, 9th ko hai na aap logon ka paper, so don't worry. I'll stream plenty of paper 1 before math, and also plenty of paper 2s before paper 2. Okay. All right, let's start. So here's the first question, which says Marco starts work at 20:45 and finishes at 02:08 the next day. Find the length of time in hours and minutes he works. Now, I like to solve these questions a certain way, which although requires extra time, which takes extra time, but you always get them right. Okay, and that is when calculator is not allowed. For IGCSE students, I think it's pretty easy. You guys can sort of just use your calculator for this. Okay, so basically 0208 the next day means that you can't subtract 2045 from it. So instead what you're going to do is you're going to add 24 hours over here, and if you add 24 hours in this, what you get is this. You get 2608, and from it you can now subtract 2045, except that when you start doing that you'll realize that you can't. So in that case what we do is we add 60 to 8, so it becomes 68, and we take 1 hour away from 26. Okay, so we borrow 1 hour from 26 hours and we give it to 8 in the form of minutes, so that's why we have 2568, from which we subtract 2045, which we can comfortably. So 8 minus 5 is 3, 6 minus 4 is not 1, it's 2. Okay, 25 minus 20 is 5, so there you go, 5 hours and 23 minutes. Now this is the way that I prefer. There's another method, which is that you make timelines. So if let's say you have 2045, so from 2045 to 2100 is going to be 15 minutes. Okay, and then from 2100 to 0200 is going to be 2 hours. No, wait a minute, it's not going to be 2 hours, it's going to be 5 hours. 22, 23, 24, 1 and 2. Yeah, so that's going to be 5 hours. And then from 0200 to 0208 is going to be 8 minutes. So 15 minutes plus 8 minutes is 23 minutes, plus 5 hours is equals to 5 hours, 23 minutes. Okay, however way you want, you can do it like that. I mean, you can do it that way, it makes no difference. Okay, this question I'd like you to solve. Write down a square number and write down a cube number. पेन के साथ कैसे करता हूँ ये? I don't know. Yes, I will stream paper 4, most likely tomorrow. Okay. I convert nervousness into my confidence. बता दें भाई कौन सी मशीन लगाई है आपने ताकि हम भी लगा लें. So we can convert nervousness into confidence. 121 is the correct answer. So there you go. 121 is the correct answer. What about a cube number? A cube number, let me see. 120 is not a cube. 216? Is that the correct answer? Yeah, 216 is the correct answer. Okay. Now, these are free marks, honestly. Just use your calculator. The examiner is just checking, honestly, if your calculator is working or not. I think it's giving you marks for just bringing in the calculator. That's what the examiner is doing. 6.05. So you get marks for bringing your calculator. This is IGCSE, okay? In IGCSE, you are supposed to use a calculator. You should use a calculator where appropriate, okay? And you may also use tracing paper. I've made a video on that as well. And you should also give non-exact numerical answers to 3 significant figures or 1 decimal place for angles in degrees unless a different level of accuracy is specified in the question. Okay. Although as far as significant figures is concerned, don't worry about it. If you leave your answer correct to more than 3 significant figures, that's fine. Nothing to worry about. Okay, this question. So I'd like you guys to solve this question. Let me know when you have the answer. You're welcome, Suleiman. Happy to have helped you. Beta, it's too short. Even if I could upload a video, I wouldn't suggest that you learn a new concept at this point. Okay, not at all recommended. At this point, just this paper should be your last set of preparation. Honestly, okay, this paper should be the last thing related to math that you do. Iske baad just go to sleep. Okay, I will do question number 4. Don't worry, I want you guys to first attempt it. 93, 95, 101, 101. Okay, let's see. So it says the mean of 4 men in a rowing team is, the mean mass actually, is 97.5. So with the help of this and with the help of 4, we can work out the sum. So mean, as we know, equals to sum upon n. Acha, by the way, I forgot to say this at the beginning. For those of you who are watching, if you could just like the stream, that would mean a lot. So mean is equal to 97.5. That means 97.5 equals to the sum divided by 4. Now if you cross multiply, so what is the sum equal to? The sum is equal to 97.5 into 4, which is equal to 390 kg. Okay. Now it says here the modal mass is 101 kg. Now if the mode amongst 4 people is 101, that means there has to be 2 people with mass 101 kg. Okay, so that means 101 occurs twice for sure. The range of the masses is 8 kg. That means the lowest and the highest value is 8. Okay, so that means the following, that if let's say you have 2 men with 101, okay, and the range of the masses is 8 kg, find the masses of each of the 4 men. Okay, now here's what we can do. If let's say you have 101, which we take to be the highest value, okay, highest value. So what about the lowest value? That means 101 minus the lowest value equals to 8. Why? Because that's what the range is. Remember, range is equal to what? Range is equal to highest minus lowest. Now, I have a question for you guys. Why can I not take 101 as the lowest value? Why is that? Why can I not take 101 as the lowest value? Why am I assuming that 101 is the highest value? So, anyway, while you answer that, let me do this. So, x equals to what? X equals to 101 minus 8, which means x is equals to 101 minus 8, so that's equal to 93. So that means the lowest value is definitely 93, okay. And then we have two 101s, so we don't know whether the 101 will come in over here or we will have, in fact we got to have 101 over here only, okay. Now what about the mass of the missing person? What are we going to do for that? Well, we know what the mean is, right? And through the mean we know what the sum is. So 93 plus, let's call this y, 93 plus y plus 101 plus 101 equals to what? Equals to the total, which is equal to 390. And with this, we can work out the value of y. So 390 minus 101 minus 101 minus 93. So we're looking at 95. Yes, average is lower. Yes, because the modal mass is 101. If let's say I had taken the value 101 to be the lowest value, in that case, that means the mean would, the other value would have been higher than 101, in which case the overall mean would have been higher. Okay, and yes, Moise, what you're saying is also correct, because you can subtract 202 from 390 and the answer is lower than 101. Yes. The formulas that you don't have to memorize. Okay, so I'll quickly tell you the formulas you don't have to memorize. Yeah, here it is. So there aren't a lot of formulas that you don't have to memorize. There are only a few formulas that you don't have to memorize. Here it is. Formula will be given for the surface area and the volume of the sphere, pyramid and cone. So these are the only three, well altogether 6 formulas that you don't have to memorize. The reason why we put 101 2 times is because 101 is the mode. So in 4 values, if you want 101 to be the mode, that means it has to occur at least twice. Okay, so take a screenshot of this if you have to. Yes, I'll explain this again. So the question says the mean mass of 4 men in a rowing team is 97.5. Okay, I'll just give a quick summary of it. So that means through the mean and through the number of people, we can work out the sum, which is 390. The modal mass is 101 kg. So that means there has to be at least 2 men with 101 kg. Okay. Now, The range of the masses is 8 kg. That means 101, if let's say 101 is the highest value, that means the lowest value has to be 8 kg less than 101, which means 101 minus 8 gives us 93. So we have the lowest value, we have the two end values, 101 and 101. Okay. Then what about this missing value? This missing value can be found by adding these four values, including the missing value, and setting them up equal to 390. So that's how you can work out the value of the fourth min. Okay, without using a calculator, work out 5 over 7 minus 2 over 3. So find out the LCM. That's going to be 21. Multiply this by 3. Multiply this by 3 also. So that's 15. Multiply this by 7. Multiply this by 7. So that's 14. 15 minus 14 is 1 upon 21. How do you know if 101 is the largest or not? Okay, good question. Well, if let's say we take 101 to be the smallest, okay? If let's say we take 101 to be the smallest, then that means 101, 101, okay? We don't know what's in between, but we can work out the other end, which will be 8 kg more than 101, which means it's going to be 109. Now, if you take this and if you sum it up, 101 plus 101 plus x plus 109, let's see what happens. 101 plus 101 plus 109. So you get 311, okay? And then if you do 390 minus 311, let's see what you get. You get 79, okay? So in that case, you get 79. Now this doesn't make sense, because if 79 is the value of x, then in that case, the range is no more 8. The range is going to be something else. Okay, why? Because 101 is the highest value and 79 is the lowest value. So that means this is not possible. The only way that this is possible is if you take 101 to be the end values. Okay. So it doesn't matter if that's how you did it initially, but once you realize, you can always cross it out and do it the other way. Okay, here's question number 6. A spinner can land on the colors green, black, or red. Okay, complete the table. So you can find this out by subtracting the sum of the two probabilities from 1, 2 upon 5 plus 1 upon 4. So 2 divided by 5 plus 1 upon 4, 1 minus answer, so that's equal to 7 upon 20. Okay. Chang spins the spinner 120 times. Find the expected number of times it lands on green. So 120 multiplied by the probability of green. Okay, so let's do that. 120 into 2 divided by 5. So that's equal to 18. That's it. Where did the value 390 come from? 390 we got through the sum. So the mean is 97.5. The number of people are 4. So cross multiply. That's how you get 390. Okay. Okay, this is 48. I don't know why I wrote 18. Sorry about that. This is 48. Yes, 48. My bad. Yes, you're right. It's 48. I don't know. I read that as 18. My bad. So it says find the lowest common multiple of 36 and 60. Okay, so that's pretty easy. So we start dividing 36 and 36 and 60. Yeah, 36 and 60. Let's divide it by 2. Said it's let's see what we get. So 2 into 18 and 2 into 30. Let's divide it by 2 again. 2 into 15. Sorry, 2 into 9 and 15. Let's divide it by 3. 3 into 3. 3 into 5. And then 3 and 5. Okay, so in the end, here's what we have. 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 5. So 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 9 is 36. Okay, and 36 times 5 is 180. There you go. That's your answer. A is the point minus 3 comma minus 5 and B is the point 5 comma 2. Find the coordinates of the midpoint. So again, fairly easy. Just use the midpoint formula. Minus 3 plus 5 upon 2. 5 plus 2 upon 2. Okay. So minus 3 plus 5 is 2. 2 upon 2 is 1. 5 plus 2 is 7. 7 upon 2 is 3.5. There you go. Okay, now solve the equation simultaneously. So this equation is like literally just begging to be solved. All you have to do is just add the two equations, so the y get cancelled out. 8x equals to 72, x equals to what? X equals to 9, and now you have 3x minus 2y, which is equal to 21. 3 into 9 minus 2y, which is equal to 21. 3 times 9 is 27. 27 minus 21 equals to 2y, which means 2y equals to 6, which means that y equals to 3. Okay, and there you go. That's it. Sir, do you have a video on these mean, median, more tricky kind of questions? It'll really help if you recommend one. No, I don't have it. I'm really sorry. Acha, you will find the PDF of this paper. Okay. Just a minute. I'll upload it. No, you don't have to use Reddit for this. Just give me a minute. I'll upload it. ठीक है अभी अभी Dropbox के लिंक में से मिल जाएगा. एक मिनट दो बस मुझे. मैं अपलोड कर रहा हूँ अभी. I'll upload the unsolved version. Okay. And then at the end of the stream, I'll upload the solved version as well. ओके अब देखो अक्टूबर नवंबर 2022 के फोल्डर में you'll find it. ठीक है. This is variant 23. Alright, I've just uploaded it. You will find it now. Okay. Now let's get back to work. Here you go. Okay. Now, so let's see, what do we have? Sir, can you also solve? I've already solved that, but I've solved Feb March 2023 paper. Okay. I've already solved that. I've taken the video down because Feb March papers are not officially out yet. That's why. So it says calculate the value of h. Alright, how can we do that? How can we find out the value of h? What do? We use Pythagoras theorem. H squared plus 10 squared equals to 14 squared. So h is equals to, let's work it out, 14 squared minus 10 squared, and then let's take the square root of the answer. So we have h equals to 9.797. 9.797. So this becomes h equals to 9.80. There you go. That's it. That's your answer. Okay, part B. Find the perimeter. How do you find out the perimeter? 10 plus 9.80 plus 14. So plus 14 plus 10, which is equal to 33.79, which means 33.8 centimeter is your answer. Sir, where do you upload your solved files? In the same folder. Okay, check the same folder. Let me check it right now. You will find the solved version as well. Okay. उसके आगे लिखा होगा whether it's solved and or unsolved. Okay, question number 11. So it says the diagram shows two sides of regular polygon. The interior angle of the polygon is 7x plus 44 and the exterior angle is x plus 8. Find the number of sides of this polygon. Okay, so now I think we finally have a difficult questions. Up until now, other than the statistics question, I think it was pretty smooth sailing. Now, like I said, we have a challenging question. So I'd like you guys to try this question yourself first. You'll find the link to all the February March papers in my description on my Instagram. Just look at the highlights, you'll find them there. I forgot to add May June solved paper 2. Okay, I'll do that. I will do that at the end of the stream. Okay, don't worry. X equals to 16. Is that the case? Are you sure about that? You might want to recheck. 15. Okay, 15 sides. Yeah, that might make sense. Let's see. So first of all, let's find out the value of x. 7x plus 44 plus x plus 8, which is equal to 180, which means 8x plus 52 equals to 180, which means 8x equals to, okay, let's work this out. 180 minus 52 divided by 8. So here we go. 180 minus 52 divided by 8. So we're looking at 16. 8x is equals to 128, which means x is equals to 16. Now 16 is not your final answer. Just keep that in mind. 16 is not your final answer. What we'll do now is that with the help of 16, we will find out the number of sides, because that's what you have to find out. You have to find out the number of sides. Now you can do this. You can either use the interior angle. Now that we have the value of x, we can find out the interior angle. 7 into 16 plus 44. So that's 156. Okay. Is it 7 into 16 plus 44? So that's 156. Or we can do 180 minus answer 24 and use the exterior angle. So I'm going to use the exterior angle formula, which is n is equals to 360 divided by each exterior angle. Each exterior angle. Because this has less calculations. Okay. So now normally you will see this formula written as this. Each exterior angle equals to 360 divided by the number of sides. So what is each exterior angle equal to? It's equal to 24. 24 is equals to 360 upon n. So 24n is equals to 360, which gives you the value of n as 15. 360 divided by 24 is equal to 15. There you go. That's your answer. Okay, those of you who are watching, I would really appreciate if you would like the stream, if I haven't mentioned that already. Yes, I will be coming live before O-level exam as well. Don't worry about it. Okay, here's question number 12. Let's see what it says. It says Kita invest $4,000 at a rate of 2.6 per year compound interest. Work out the interest earned on the investment at the end of 3 years. Okay, so as always, I'd like you guys to solve this question first. The formula is each exterior angle is equals to 360 divided by the number of sides. I teach online entirely. Walaikum salam, Sabur. Yeah, I teach at Nixer, and other than that, I teach online entirely. $4320.2. Okay. No, I don't have an academy. Kisne bolte I have an academy? I teach online entirely, beta. So 4200 into 102.6 upon 100 to the power of 3. Okay, now notice that the question is only asking you to find out the interest earned. Okay, you could have lost a mark over there if you don't read the question carefully. So from this, you need to subtract 4,000. Okay, you're not supposed to find out the total amount. You're only supposed to find out the interest earned. Okay, so 4320.18 that you guys are saying is basically the amount at the end of 3 years, from which 4,000 needs to be subtracted, and you get 320.18 as your final answer. Remember, any dollar value has to be given corrected 2 decimal places irrespective, because that is up until anything that's in dollars can be measured. Okay, so that is why any dollar value is measured correct to 2 decimal places only. Okay, chalo, question number 13. You guys try it out. I'm in Karachi. I'm not based in Islamabad. I'm based in Karachi. Sir, can you tell when to subtract and when not to? I'm really better just read the question, okay? Most of the questions that you guys are asking, you'll find the answer to them if you just read the question carefully. Okay? The question says work out the interest earned. The formula gives you the total. So if you want to find out the interest, you just subtract it from the total. Okay? You just subtract the total from the amount that's invested. Okay, 11 upon 45, 22 upon 90. So you guys are technically saying the same thing. Okay, let's see. What do we get? So first of all, let's get rid of the recurring element. So if let's say x is equal to 0.2444, okay, that means 100x or 10x, doesn't matter how you do it, 100x is going to be equal to what? Is equal to 24.44. Yeah, in fact 100x nahi karte. Let's call it 10x. Yeah, let's call it 10x. 10x is equals to 2.44. Yeah, 2.444. Okay, and now, okay, let me think. 0.244, you know. 100x is going to be equal to what? 100x is going to be equal to this. 100x will be equal to 24.444. Okay. Now here's what I can do. If I do 100x minus 10x, that basically means 24.444 minus 2.444. So what happens is that the recurring element gets subtracted. So we have 90x, which is equal to what? Which is equal to 22. And x is equals to 22 over 90, which means x is equals to 11 upon 45. So there you go. That's your answer. Should be 100x. 11 upon coordinate geometry नहीं आती और उससे related सब. बेटा मैं क्या करूँ? एक दिन पहले आप ऐसी बातें कर रहे हैं. दुआई कर सकते हैं. So 22 divided by 90 is correct, which is going to be 11 upon 45. Okay. All right. Question number 14. So one thing to watch out for this in questions like these is the fact that you have to square both sides. Okay. Before you can use the formula. So you can use this a1 upon a2 equals to L1 upon L2, the whole thing square. So find the area in square kilometers of a lake that has an area of 12.4 centimeters square on the map. Okay. So that means 12.4 upon A2 is equals to 1 upon 200,000, the whole thing square. Okay. Now if you cross multiply, here's what you get. A2 would be 12.4 into 200,000 squared. Okay. Now if you multiply 12.4 by 200,000 squared into 200,000 squared, what you get is something like this. 4.96 into 10 to the power 11. But notice that you have to give your answer in square kilometers. So how do you go from kilometer to centimeter? So in order to go from kilometer to centimeter, what you do is you multiply by 100,000. Okay. That means if you want to go from centimeter to kilometer, you will divide by 100,000. Okay. But if you want to go from centimeter square to kilometer square, in that case, what you do is you divide it by 100,000 squared. Okay. So divided by 100,000 squared. So let's figure this out. Divided by 100,000 squared. So the answer is 49.6. So there you go. Now if you wanted to convert this at the beginning, you could have done that also. Makes no difference. But either way, your answer is 49.6. Okay, Karachi King team seam is enough to slender the whole city. Okay. No Karachi slander, Arphones may not be safe, but the city has a safe place in all our hearts. अच्छा जी, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. if you write 24 upon 100 straight away and simplify it, isn't 2400 is not equal to what you have to convert? Okay, question number 15. Question number 15 says the diagram shows the speed time graph for part of the journey of a car. Okay. The car starts from rest and accelerates at a uniform rate for 15 seconds before reaching a constant speed. Calculate the acceleration for the first 15 seconds. Okay. So easy peasy. Find the rate of change find the change in speed, divide by the change in time. So you have 2 meter per second square. Question 13 कैसे किया बेटा अभी तो बताया. Question 13, x is equals to 0.2444. Okay, 10x is equals to 2.444. 100x is equals to 24.444. Okay. आप ये भी कर सकते थे वैसे, by the way. You could have done it like this also, that you could have subtracted. Nah, I wouldn't recommend that. Okay, change of plans. So do it the way that I'm suggesting. 100x minus 10x means 24.444 minus 2.444. So this 444 wali cheez cancel ho jayegi. 24 minus 2 is 22, and that's it. 90x equals to 22, and that's your answer. Okay, now after t minutes, the total distance that the car has traveled is 45 kilometers. Find the value of t. Okay, so what is it of the speed time graph that gives us the distance traveled? Question for you guys. Let's say t minutes is somewhere over here. So what is it of the speed time graph that gives us the distance traveled? Question for you guys. ए लेवल का कुछ करवाएं. अभी तो मैंने स्ट्रीम किया है फंक्शंस की. So please tell a trick to identify alternate segment area. Yes, area under the graph. Okay. Sir, can we take legal actions against our school if they have changed our subject due to their negligence? They have changed the subject and emailed Cambridge, but nothing can happen now. I can't give computers. What? What school is that? What school is that? I feel sorry for you. Really sorry to hear that. Khair. So the answer is area. So that's what we're going to do. Now be careful. The question has written this in bold letters and this also in bold letters for a very good reason. That's because t minutes need to be converted to what? T minutes need to be converted to seconds when we're finding out the area. And this is 45 kilometers. So that means when we find out the area of the speed time graph, our answer will be in meters because we have the speed in meters per second and the time in seconds. Okay. So t minutes are actually equal to what? Are actually equal to 60 t seconds. Now, what do we have over here? We have ourselves a trapezium. Okay. So let's find out the area of this trapezium. One side would be 60t, the other side would be 60t minus 15. So half into 60t plus 60t minus 15 multiplied by the height, which is 30, and that's equal to what? That's equal to 45,000. Okay. Now, let's see. What do we have? So, first of all, let's simplify this a little. 60t plus 60t is going to be 120t minus 15. 2 1s are, 2 15s are, 15 1s are, 15 3s are 45, 3000. So 120t minus 15 is equals to 3000. Okay, let's solve this. 120t is equals to, in fact, from this point, you can just directly solve for the value of t. So t is equals to 3000 minus plus 15. Okay, divided by 120. So here we are, t is equals to 25.125. And because this is an exact value, 25.125 is the final answer. So there you go. That's your answer. Does it say correct to the nearest minute or anything like that? No, it doesn't. So 25.125 the answer hoga. Fazaya, what school is that? Is that in Karachi? I look like your cousin. Lucky cousin you have. I'm just joking. Okay, so let me answer your question. So basically, t is in minutes. Okay, so if this time that we have on the graph is in seconds, okay, so this would be 60t. All right, and why you're probably wondering why I converted 45 kilometers to 45,000 meters. That's because if you find out the area of a speed time graph where speed is in meters per second and time is in seconds, you get the final answer in meters. So that is why we converted. Sir, just do this. Speed equals to distance upon time. Answer will 1500 second, which will simplify to. But beta, it says after t minutes, the total distance traveled. Okay. After t minutes, that we also have to take this into consideration. ऐसा कहीं नहीं लिखा हुआ कि t minutes after it started traveling at a constant speed. Doesn't say anything like that. Okay. Wouldn't we convert 25.125 into second? No. The question, does it say that anywhere? देखो answer किस तरह मांगा है? The answer is required in minutes. So why would you do that? Just read the question carefully, guys. You will find the answer to most of your questions. Only if you read the question carefully. Okay, now what do we have next? Question number 16. Okay, so I'd like you guys to have a look at question number 16 first. A kite is drawn on a coordinate grid. You guys know what a kite looks like, right? Answer still comes the same? No, answer does not come the same. Okay, 60t is t minutes converted into seconds. Okay, how many seconds do we have in 2 minutes? 120. How did we get 120? 2 multiplied by 60. Okay, how many seconds will we have in t minutes? 60t. Why? T multiplied by 60. Okay, 60t is the time. Yeah. And if you use 60t, why didn't we convert 50 seconds into minutes? Oh, mere bhai, because 60t is what you get when you convert t minutes to seconds. Okay? Dekho. These are t minutes. How many seconds do you have in t minutes? You have t into 60 seconds. ठीक है? So that's why you have 60 t seconds. Okay? Now 15 is already in seconds, so no need to convert that. Okay, I hope that answers your question. खैर अभी भी कोई doubt है तो पूछें. Sir, do we always have to convert into mixed number? No. Just read the question carefully. Sir, marking आसान होगी इस साल या मुश्किल? बेटा कैम्ब्रिज वाले मेरे रिश्तेदार नहीं हैं. ठीक है. Other than that, my friend said this paper easy. Okay. Alright, now let's see how we can solve this question. So because we're dealing with a kite over here, remember the diagonals of a kite are perpendicular. Okay. ऐसे नहीं सवाल ने आपको kite बोला कि we're talking about a kite. The diagonals of a kite are perpendicular. Okay. Just so you know what a kite looks like, this is what it looks like. Okay. Now here is one diagonal and here is the other diagonal. Okay, and the diagonals are perpendicular. Okay, so it says the diagonals of a kite intersect at the point at 2, -5. So here it is. One diagonal has equation y equals to 4x plus 3. So if y equals to 4x plus 3 is the equation of one diagonal, that means the gradient of this diagonal is equal to what? Is equal to 4 upon (4/1), or simply 4. That means the gradient of the other diagonal, let's call it m2, is going to be -1/4. And because these diagonals are intersecting at a certain point, that means that diagonal will also be passing through the same point. So we don't need to worry about what the point through which the line is passing. All we have to do now is form an equation. So y equals to -1/4x plus c. In place of y, you replace -5. In place of x, you plug in -2. So minus gets cancelled. Now we have -5, which is equal to 1/2x. Sorry, just 1/2 in fact, plus c. So c is equals to minus 5 minus 1 upon 2, which is equal to minus 11 upon 2. And now we have y is equals to minus 1 upon 4x minus 11 upon 2, the equation of the other diagonal. So this paper is a challenging question, by the way. I have made a detailed video on tracing papers, so you will find the answer to your question. It is allowed to keep it short. Okay, now question number 17. Y is proportional to the square of x minus 7 when x equals to 12, y equals to 2. Find y when x is 17. Okay, so here we have y, here we have x minus 7, the whole thing square. Now they're directly proportional. If the question says proportional, that means it is directly proportional. Okay, now next, when x is 12, y is equals to 2. So 12 minus 7, the whole thing square, y is 2. Find y when x is 17. That means 17 minus 7, the whole thing square. If you've been watching my videos, you know I have a specific way of solving questions like these where I don't find the value of k. Okay, so 2 into 10 square equals to y into 12 minus 7 is 5 squared. So you can work this out now. 2 into 100 divided by 25. So you're looking at 8. Y equals to 8 as your answer. But I've already answered that question. You don't have to give your answer in mixed number form unless, of course, the question says so. Okay, if the question is categorically asking you to give your answer a certain way, then there is no debate. Okay. No, I haven't taught further math. Okay, I don't teach further math. Okay, so here we are. Question number 18. So I want you guys to try question number 18. Okay, there's a catch in the question, especially when it comes to the volume. Can you show the k method? Okay. I don't use k because if the question isn't asking you to find out the value of k, there's no need to do that. You'll just be wasting your time finding out the value of k. Okay? I mean, I can do it. There's nothing to worry about. So, chalo, in the meantime, you guys solve question 18. I'll do this using the k method. So, y is directly proportional to the square of x minus 7. So, that means y equals to k into x minus 7, the whole thing square. Then you plug in 2 in place of y. You plug in 12 in place of x. So, 12 minus 7 is 5 squared. K is equals to 1 upon 25. Now, your equation is y is equals to 1 upon 25, x minus 7, the whole thing square. And then you plug in 17 in place of x. So 17 minus 7, the whole thing square. 17 minus 7 is 10. 10 squared is 100. Wait a minute. 17 minus 7 is 10. 10 squared is 100. Oh, so wait a minute. It's 2 upon 25. Okay, not 1 upon 25. It's 2 upon 25. Yeah, okay. So 100 into 2 upon 25. You figure this out. You will get the same answer, which is equal to 8. Okay. This is extended. This is extended, not core. Okay. Okay, so here's question number 18, which says two bottles are mathematically similar. Okay, so the small bottle has a capacity of 324 ml. So I hope you guys know your conversions well. Okay. वैसे तो since both the volumes are given in ml, so you don't have to worry about that. But just so you guys know, remember 1 liter is equals to 1000 ml, which is equal to 1000 centimeter cube. So 1 ml equals to 1 centimeter cube. Again, one conversion that you guys need to know before the exam. Okay. Then it says two bottles are mathematically similar. The small bottle has a capacity of 324 and height 12. The large bottle has a capacity of 768 ml. Fine, calculate the height of the larger bottle. Okay, so let's say we take the larger one in the numerator. So 768 upon 324 equals to h1 over h2, which is 12, the whole thing cubed. Remember, the formula that I'm using over here is this: v1 upon v2 equals to L1 upon L2 the whole thing cubed. Okay. Now you cross multiply. In fact, before you cross multiply, you take the cube root. 768 divided by 324. And then when you take the cube root on both sides, so basically here's what you get. You end up taking the cube root of 64 over 27. So what's the cube root of 64? It's 4. What's the cube root of 27? It's 3, which is equal to h1 upon 12. Now you cross multiply, take the cube root and then multiply it by 12, so you get 16. h1 equals to 16 centimeter, and there you go. That's your answer. Sir, cube of capacity is divided. Sir, sirf minus 11 nahi hoga intercept? No, it's not going to be minus 11. Oh, I know why you're getting minus 11. बेटा कल पेपर है आपका, प्लीज़ ये ऐसे एरर्स मत करना. आपने यकीनन ये क्या होगा, -5 into 2 which is -10 equals to 1 plus c. c is equals to -11. Do not, I repeat, do not do that. ठीक है, do not do this. Okay, you can't cross multiply before you take the LCM. Alright, question number 19. Question number 19. Chalo, I want you guys to do this, then I'll solve it. I like online. You know, I'm very fond of my corner over here that I have at home. So I like teaching online. Physical ka apna maza hai. You don't have that fun in online teaching that you do in physical. So, yeah. Why don't do this? How can you multiply before you take the LCM? You can't multiply before you take the LCM. Okay. You have to take the whole 1 upon 2 over to the left hand side and then subtract it. Okay. So मैं लिख देता हूँ यहाँ पे मैंने क्या किया है. So here's what I've done. What I've done over here is -5 minus 1 upon 2, which is equal to -11 upon 2. Okay, this is the correct way of doing it. Okay, here what I've done is the wrong way of doing it. Sir, can we get a Lego build series? What do you mean? What do you mean, can we get a Lego build series? You mean like videos? I took the cube root so we can get rid of the cube from here. Okay, so how do you get rid of the cube? What's the opposite of cube? It's cube root. That's why I took the cube root. Okay. I found this paper online. Okay. Go on, what's this website? Pausepapers.papa.cambridge. You'll find it there. But if you want, you'll find a PDF of it in the description. Videos of me putting together Legos. I plan on doing that in the summer. Inshallah. Okay, so 2 upon x minus 1 seems like we have an answer. Let's see, g of f of x. Okay, so g of f of x basically means 10 over. So g of f of x means that we're plugging in function f in function g. Okay, f in g. So in place of x, we have 5x minus 3 minus 2. So here's what we get. We get 10 over 5x minus 5. Now question says give your answer in its simplest form, so you have to simplify it. Okay, you have no option now. So you take 5 common from the denominator. 5 ones are 5, 5 twos are 10. So you have 2 over x minus 1 as your final answer. And I think someone gave that answer over here. Who was it? Farhan. Good job, Farhan. You forgot to add PS. You think I'm not happy with teaching? Okay. What makes you say that? I'm quite happy with teaching. I aspire to have a beard. Okay, nazar na lagaye aap log meri Daddy ko please say mashallah. Okay, so here's part B. Part B says find G inverse of X. Okay, chale, I'd like you guys to do it first. I'd like you guys to do this. Okay, I like that idea. Q&A while you casually build Legos. I really like that idea. Maybe I do a live stream while building Lego. I like that. Y minus 3. Okay, so that's because notice that this entire x has been replaced by 5x minus 3. Okay, so इस पूरे x की जगह 5x minus 3 आ गया इसलिए. Okay, part B, find G inverse of x. Alright, I'll do this. 10 y is equals to 10 over x minus 2. Remember the steps for inverse. You have to make x the subject at the end of the day. So xy minus 2y equals to 10, which means xy equals to 10 plus 2y. Now you make x the subject, which means 10 plus 2y upon y. And then the final step, which is G inverse of x, not f inverse. So G inverse of x, which is equal to 10 plus 2x upon x. Okay, and those of you who are saying 10 over x plus 2, that's also perfectly all right. If you separate it, that's what you end up with. 10 plus 2x upon x. Okay, what about part C? Part C को करने का एक मुश्किल तरीका है. Okay, और part C को करने का एक आसान तरीका है. I'll give you a hint. In the easier way, you don't even need to know what the functions are. In the more difficult way, yes, you need to know what the functions are. Love from India. Okay. X minus 1, yes. X minus 1 is the answer. That's because f and f inverse will just cancel out each other. So we don't even care what the function is. It's x minus 1. That's it. X minus 1 is your answer. Okay. Now, question number 20. Walaikum salam. Mamoon, I will definitely make dua for you guys. Don't worry. Okay, is this the last question? No, it's the second. Oh, no, plenty of questions to go. Chalo. Good. You have done this paper. Okay, that's great. Question C, looking horrible? No, it's a 1 mark question. Why is it looking horrible? Yeah, why I was wondering. Abhi aap keh rahe the kya fazaiya school mein, now you're saying love from India. I was like, that was quick. Please explain shortcut again. Okay, shortcut, dekho. It's like, what if you have 3 multiplied by 3 inverse? What do you get? That means 3 into 1 upon 3, which means 1. Just like that, what if you have x multiplied by x inverse? Which means x into 1 upon x, which is equal to 1. What if you have, let's say, f multiplied by f inverse? So f and f inverse will just cancel out each other and you will have 1 at the end. So just remember. Okay, but because it's a function, we don't write it as f into f inverse. We just write it as f of f inverse. Okay, there you go. Got some. So please shout out my name, Safi Rahman. Okay, how do you pronounce that? I don't know, but Safi Rahman, there you go. बेटा जब आपका पेपर एंड हो जाएगा फिर तो उसके बाद तो मैं नहीं कंटिन्यू करूँगा ऑफ कोर्स बट या बिफोर द एग्ज़ाम आई विल डेफिनेटली कंटिन्यू स्ट्रीमिंग डोंट वरी I don't have an OnlyFans link. Okay. Anyway, so so for the second part, 187.8, 367.8. Okay, y equals to sine x. So here we have 180. This is going to be 90. This is going to be 270. 0 per 0, 90 per 1, 180 per 0, 270 per minus 1, 360 per 0. So that's it. Easy. Then it says solve. Okay. So 3 minus 13 upon 4 equals to 2 sine x. So step by step, let's make sine x the subject. Okay. 3 minus 13 upon 4. So let's use calculator for that. 3 minus 13 upon 4 is minus 1 upon 4. So 2 sine x is equal to minus 1 upon 4, which means sine x is equals to minus 1 upon 8. Okay. Now, someone asked at the beginning of the stream that how do we know what quadrant it is? Now, remember this. All science teachers are crazy. Okay. The good crazy, not the bad crazy. The good crazy in the sense like crazy about what they do, you know. So if sine is negative, that means it's in the third and the fourth quadrant. Okay. Or you can remember it this way, add sugar to coffee. Okay. So we find alpha by taking sine inverse of 1 upon 8. Okay. The basic angle is always found by taking the inverse of the positive value. So sine inverse of 1 upon 8 equals to what? Equals to 7.18. So 7.18. Now this is 7.18, which means this also is 7.18. Now you find out the value of theta or the value of x, whatever you want to, in this case x. So since it's in the third quadrant, now that doesn't mean, like I said, that you sit down and memorize how to calculate all the angles. Okay, up until here it's going to be 180. Okay, it's understood it's going to be 180. Here's 0, here's 90, here is 180, here's 270, and here is 360. So if up until here it's a straight line, it's 180. What do I need to do to get this, to get to this angle, to get to this line? Just add 7.18 to it. So again, you don't need to sit down and memorize it, just use your common sense. And then for this angle, so if you had gone a full circle, it would have been 360. Now you need to subtract, and what you need to subtract is 7.18, and that's it. So 180 plus 7.18 is equal to what? Is equal to 187.18. So we'll call it 187.2. And the other angle would be 360 minus 7.18, which is going to be equal to 352.8. So that's it. That's your answer. 187.2, 352.8. There you go. बेटा स्ट्रीम रिवाइंड कर लो आपको पता चल जाएगा कि मैंने कैसे किया. ठीक है. Did I miss anything? No, I don't think I missed anything. Yeah, I'll be offline after this. Why? Can you please explain how you made sine inverse minus 1 upon 8? So just think of sine x as a variable. Okay, think of sine x as like y, and you have to make y the subject. So you take minus 2 sine x across, it becomes positive 2 sine x. You bring 13 over 4 over to the left hand side, so it becomes 3 minus 13 upon 4. So 3 minus 13 upon 4 equals to 2 sine x, and that's it. 2 sine x equals to minus 1 upon 4. There you go. सर ये सी में क्यों होगा जब ये साइन का है? Okay, so देखो, basically this is like neutral territory. Okay, now if you watch cricket, then you will know what I'm saying. So the first quadrant is like, so think of it this way: sine, tan, and cos are basically Pakistan team, Indian team, and Bangladesh team. Okay, or Bangladeshi team. So the first quadrant is like neutral territory. Okay, here everyone's positive. It's like UAE, it's like Dubai, Sharjah for Pakistan, India, and Bangladesh. Okay, or even Afghanistan now actually. This is basically the home ground of sine. Okay, only sine in between 90 to 180 will you find positive. Okay, if you find out cos of any value in between 90 and 180, you will notice that's negative. If you find out tan of any value of 90 and 180, you will notice that is also positive. Okay, and then you have t. Now this is the home ground of tan. Okay, only the value of tan from 180 to 270 will be positive, everything else will be negative. Okay, so this is the home ground of tan, and this is the home ground of cos. Okay, so any value in between 270 and 360, if you take cos of it, you will notice that it's negative. Okay, so coming back to your question, okay, why did I take the third and the fourth? That's because sine is negative, so that means sine is in the territory of either tan or cos. Okay, had it been positive, it would have been either on neutral ground in UAE, Dubai maybe, or in its own home ground, which is sine. ठीक है, अब होपफुली इससे आपको याद रहेगा. इसमें पाकिस्तान कौन सा है? I'll leave that up to you. Okay, you decide which one's Pakistan, which one's India, and which one's Afghanistan or Bangladesh. Okay, what about this? Anyone who'd like to solve this? This, by the way, is a 5-mark question, so good luck solving it. I'll give you guys 5 minutes. Vectors, okay, if you're talking about IGCSE vectors, then just do past papers, okay? Just do past papers, that's good enough. How to make how to make roti round? Okay, if you're talking about add math functions, then don't worry about it. There's plenty of time in between add math, so I will make plenty of videos for add maths. Okay, plenty of live streams coming for add maths. Don't worry. So can you please explain how to find the center of rotation? I have a video on it. Just go check it out. Okay, 076.64. I hope you guys are not looking at the marking scheme and then giving me the answer, but 0.076 is the correct answer. Okay, 076.6. Okay. Now, so let's see how we can do this. It's a 5-mark question, like I said, so that means there's a decent amount of working that's required. So first of all, notice that the question says the diagram shows the positions of 3 ships A, B, and C. AC is 17. AC is 17.6, BC is 12.8, and BAC equals to 25 degrees. So BAC is 25 degrees. The bearing of C from B is 112. You can see that, and ABC is an obtuse angle. Again, you can see that. Calculate the bearing of B from A. So technically, what we have to calculate is this. We need to calculate this angle. Okay, now before I can calculate this angle, I need to calculate this angle. I need to calculate. So if somehow basically I'm able to calculate this angle, that's going to be good enough. Why? Because I can calculate what this angle will be, and this will be 180 minus 112, which is equal to 68 degrees. Okay. Now let's talk about the entire angle. In order to calculate the entire angle, here's what I can do. I can use sine rule. Yeah, since we have a complete pair, we have 12.8 and 25. Now let's call this sine B, and the length opposite to it is 17.6 equals to sine 25. The length opposite to it is 12.8. Okay, let's cross multiply, see what do we get. Make sure you're IGCSE students, so your calculator must be in degree mode. But just a simple tip, remember to reset your calculator before you start your exam. Then take sine inverse of B. So sine inverse of B is equals to 35.5. Okay. No, okay, 35.5, which obviously is not possible since the question said that angle ABC is obtuse. So how do we find out the obtuse angle? In order to find out the obtuse angle, so let me write this correctly, ABC. So to find out the obtuse angle ABC, we will do 180 minus 35.5. So let's do that, 180 minus the answer. So we're looking at 144.47 degrees. Okay, so this is the obtuse angle ABC. So if this entire angle is 144.47, what can you tell me about this little angle over here? You're going to do 144.47, and from it you will subtract 68. So we have 76.47, or in other words 76.5. Okay, so 76.47, or in other words 76.5. Now due to alternating angles, this angle will also be 76.47. So there you go, the bearing of B from A is equals to 076.47, which is equal to 076.5 degrees. And there you go, that's your answer. Okay, let's see, what do we have? Which calculator? What do you mean which calculator? Yes, maps and scales are in the syllabus. Okay. So you reset your calculator like this. Shift 93 equals to AC. Okay. Yes, I will do a stream of paper 4 as well. Don't worry about it. Okay. I'll do a stream tomorrow and a day after, inshallah. Again, I've answered that question. If you're talking about add math functions, I will be streaming functions online. Don't worry about it. If you're talking about IGCSE functions, I hope you're not talking about IGCSE functions because that I won't. I mean, there's no time left now. Okay, question number 22, part A, last question. So it says here expand and simplify. This is an easy question. You guys can solve it in like a heartbeat. Well, not literally, but metaphorically speaking. So here we have what sort of questions come for use of tracing paper. I've made a video on it, बेटा थोड़ा effort कर लो, ज़रा Google कर लो, ठीक है, आपको अपने सवाल का जवाब खुद ही मिल जाएगा. So first of all, let's expand and simplify these two. X into x is x square minus 3x plus 4x minus 12. Okay, so if you simplify this, you have x square plus x minus 12, which then gets multiplied by 2x minus 1. So 2x into x square becomes 2x cube, 2x into x becomes 2x square, 2x into minus 12 becomes minus 24x, minus x square minus x plus 12. There you go. Now 2x cube as it is, plus 2x square minus x square becomes plus x square, minus 25x because of minus 24x minus x plus 12, and there you go. That's your answer. Acha, it's not 2x square, it's 2x cube. 2x cube minus x square plus x square, sorry, minus 25x plus 12. There you go. Okay, part B. I want you guys to solve part B. Yes, I know I mentioned 2, but I don't want to keep you guys up for too long. 8 o'clock तक मैंने आप लोगों को deadline दी थी कि 8 o'clock तक you guys should sleep. So that's why I'm not going to solve more than one. Sir, please do question 19 part C with long method. Didn't I do that already? Question number 19 part C. Oh, beta khuda ka khauf karo. Why do you want me to do that? I mean, I can, but why? Why? जब एक चीज़ आसानी से हो सकती है और वो भी 1 मार्क की है, तो क्यों आपकी ज़िंदगी में पहले कोई मसले नहीं है जो आप खुद से और मसले ढूंढ रहे हैं या ढूंढ रही हैं? बानिया. Okay. Is that a boy's name or a girl's name? बेटा एग्ज़ाम के लिए मैं कह रहा हूँ that you guys should sleep at 8 p.m. Okay, you should get a good night's sleep. Okay, even if you don't want to sleep at 8 p.m., but just wind up studying by 8 p.m. Okay. Okay, so 4 over 2x minus 3 into 2x square plus 11x minus 21 over 2x square plus 14x. Acha, I'll do it. Relax, Banya. Let me get through this question, okay? So first of all, let's see if we can take something common. So we can do that in the denominator, but as far as this is concerned, for this we will have to do middle term breaking. Okay. So 21 into 2 is what? Minus 42. Factors of 42 that leave you with 11. 3 into what? 3 into 8? No, wait, can't be 3 into 8. 42 को divide करते हैं 3 से 14. Yeah, that works. So basically 4 upon 2x minus 3, okay, into 2x square plus 14x minus 3x minus 21. And then in the denominator, we can take x common. So that's going to be, in fact, we can take 2x common. So that's going to be x plus 7. Okay. Now let's simplify this on the side. Let's factorize this, in fact. We're not going to call this simplification. We're going to call this factorization. So if you take 2x common, you have x plus 7. And then if you take minus 3 common from minus 3x minus 21, you have x plus 7 also. So you have 2x minus 3 into x plus 7. So this can be written as 2x minus 3 into x plus 7. So what do we have in the denominator now? We have 2x into x plus 7 multiplied by 4 into 2x minus 3. So 2x minus 3, 2x minus 3 gets cancelled out. Wow. X plus 7 gets cancelled out. 2 1s are, 2 2s are, and we're left with what? We're left with 2 upon x. Wow. I don't know if you guys have heard that muhavra. खुदा पहाड़ निकला चूहा. तो यहाँ पे भी कुछ ऐसी मिसाल है. Isn't it 2 upon x and not x upon 2? It's 2 upon x, not x upon 2. Okay. Can we do completing square in part B as the numerator? No, you can't do that. You can't do that. Why would you want to do that? कहाँ से लाते हैं आप ये लोग? कोई completing square की बात कर रहा है, कोई कौन सा क्वेश्चन था? फंक्शंस के क्वेश्चन को लंबे तरीके से करने की बात कर रहा है. चलो, since I gave you my word, so I'll do it. Question 19 part A. 19 part A में just plug in function f in function g. Okay, so just plug in function f in function g. That's it. Okay. Now I'm doing question number 19 part C, the longer way. Okay. We did the whole working thing and got 2x upon 4. Okay, so f of f inverse of x minus 1. Okay. I don't even know if I can do it the longer way. इतनी math नहीं आती मुझे. F inverse of x minus 1. Okay, so y is equals to 5x minus 3, which means y plus 3 equals to 5x, which means y plus 3 over 5 equals to x, which means f inverse of x equals to x plus 3 upon 5. Okay, so this is f inverse of x. Let me write it down over here. F inverse of x equals to x plus 3 upon 5. And what about the regular function? The regular function was 5x minus 3. Okay, so f inverse of x minus 1, let's figure that out. Let's figure this part out. F inverse of x minus 1. So that means x minus 1 plus 3, okay, upon 5. So what do we have? F inverse of x minus 1 is now equal to x plus 2 upon 5. Now when the question says f of f inverse of x minus 1, now that we know what f inverse of x minus 1 equals to, we will plug this in function f. So that means here we now have 5 into x plus 2 upon 5 minus 3. So this 5 and this 5 gets cancelled out. And here you have x plus 2 minus 3, which is equal to x minus 1. ये लो बेटा, वही बात, खुदा पहाड़ निकला चूहा. Okay. One of my friends attempted her paper with pencil. Again, that's not something they're too strict about, but it's always best to follow instructions. Okay. Okay, so that's the end of the paper, and good luck to you guys who have their exam tomorrow. Have fun, enjoy the paper, and yeah, make your parents proud, make yourself proud, make me proud. Let me know how it goes. You can message me on Instagram and let me know how it goes. And also do keep track of the topics that have come. Okay, do keep track of the topics that have come, so we can sort of prepare for paper 4 accordingly. Tomorrow, inshallah, I'll be streaming paper 4, and then tomorrow is what, the 2nd. The 3rd also, I will inshallah stream paper 4. So, we will have a good run of paper 4s before the exam. Okay. So take care, everyone. Allah Hafiz, best of luck. Remember to do a stationery check. Make sure you have everything. Make sure you have a calculator, tracing paper, eraser, compass, pencil, sharpener, all of that stuff. Please unblock me on Insta. Have I blocked you on Instagram? No, I don't think I've blocked anyone on Instagram. 923A. 23A में क्या है? क्या मजाक कर रहे हैं आप लोग यार? 23A तो है ही नहीं. Good one though. I like that joke. Fair. So take care. Allah Hafiz.